I'm joined today by Neil Cook, the CTO of Cloudmark, and we're speaking at the NICC Open Forum. Neil, you've given a presentation at the forum today about nuisance calls, but in particular, nuisance text, a rising phenomenon, sadly.
That's right, yes. Nuisance texts have been on the rise in the UK and around the world for the last few years. And it's not just nuisance text, advertising, those kind of things. There's also malicious texts as well. There's fraud, advance fee fraud, phishing, those kind of things. So it's more than just a nuisance. It's a real problem for people's security.
And what can we do about it?
Well, that's a great question. We think there's three things that can and should be done, and some of these are already being done. The first one is regulation, making sure we have the right regulatory environment to make sure that the regulators have the teeth to go after the people that are sending the bad stuff, so that they can be prosecuted or fined and actually go after the people who are causing this to be sent. The second one is making sure there's the right regulatory environment to allow the telecoms providers and the operators to actually do something on behalf of their operators and give them the confidence that they're allowed to do that, such as block spam text and those kind of things. The next one is empowering consumers, and we think the best way to do that is through reporting. And there's been a lot of work around developing ways that consumers can actually report spam to their operators and to regulators to make sure that they feel empowered and that they're giving information about what's happening to the right people. And then finally, in-network filtering, which is a way of actually making sure that the technology exists in the network to actually stop those spam text messages from reaching consumers.
And I guess it's the latter of those where the NICC could play a role.
Yes, the NICC is a great organisation because it brings together a lot of technological folks from the industry, but also has a lot of representatives from the regulatory industry, such as Ofcom here. So there's a lot of people that can actually get together and share information and come up with the right solutions, particularly technical solutions to the problem, not just nuisance text, but also nuisance calls, which are a problem, of course, on mobile networks, but particularly on fixed networks, and which can be quite a difficult problem to solve. So NICC has got a big place there.
Do you think it's something that we really can do something about? I mean, this is a real world problem. We've had computer virus, we've still got mobile phones, and now we've got text. Can we put an end to it?
Well, Bill Gates famously said that he would get rid of spam a few years ago, and that didn't happen. But if you think about where spam has gone, in email, for example, about 95% of the email that gets sent around the internet is actually spam or virus or phishing and those kind of things. And most of that actually gets filtered out. And it has become more of an annoyance for people than a huge problem. If you took those filters away, then people wouldn't even be able to use email. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen for nuisance calls and nuisance text, so that those mediums continue to be useful to people. So I think we can do something about it. I'm not saying you're never ever going to get a spam message or a nuisance call again, but there's definitely solutions that we can put in place, and I think the NICC can definitely help with that. And Cloudmark is proud to just join the NICC because we think that we can contribute to that effort.
Yeah, I mean, tell us a bit more about Cloudmark, because I know you live, eat and breathe this virus problem.
Yes, so Cloudmark is a company that solves messaging security problems, mostly for telecommunications providers and ISPs and those kind of things. So we help them stop spam, whether it's an email or text messaging or mobile messaging. We also work with some social networks. And so what we're doing is sort of behind the scenes, we're sort of helping people that run networks and services from stopping spam, phishing, fraud, virus from getting to consumers. So that's where we work. So we're not necessarily a household name to most people, although we do have some desktop solutions which are available. But we are there sort of trying to help the internet become a better place. And and I think that's an increasing problem because the internet is a big bad world. There's a lot of people trying to make money, trying to get things from people, and we're trying to help stop that. So.
Okay, well, thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That was Brian Dolby at the NICC event talking to Cloudmark, helping to make the internet a better place.